Kiltz, and today I will show you how to program a classic rock sound with the XFX2 by Fractal Audio. If you program a rock sound, you first have to think how you would do it in the old school real world, when you had real amps, real cabinets, real microphones and real stompbox effect pedals and stuff. So for a good rock sound, I have here like a Les Paul kind of guitar. This is the Cupido by Seal Guitars, and it almost sounds like a classic Les Paul. That's the guitar, and the next element I would use for a classic rock sound is a booster. Something like a tube screamer or similar to this. Then I would use, maybe for a classic rock sound, almost all classic rock sounds are Marshall amps, so I would use a Marshall amp and a 412 cabinet, vintage. Then I would use a tape delay and a spring reverb. So this would be the signal chain that classic rock sounds use. And we will program exactly this in the XFX2. So I have prepared a sound here at number 80, which is totally empty. It has just the cables put from the input to the output, as you can see. First we want to dial in the amp. So we take the amp, enter, and then edit. I tried some amps out and I like the Brit 800 mod version. Before I play the sound, I would also put the cabinet in, because otherwise it would sound weird and with too much highs. So, cabinet, enter, edit. First I go to page 2 to switch the mode to mono high res. It's already there. Then I go to room level. I go to room level, put this to about 20, and I leave the rest as it is. Important parameter, low cut. If you play a heavy sound in a heavy band, most of the heavy amps sound much too bassy. So you need to put this at around 100 Hertz. Just a tip, if the bass player complains and you're sounding too much bottom end, then you should adjust this parameter. So we go back to the first page of the cabinet settings, and I want to put to 34 the cabinet, which I have tried out and sounds pretty good. This is a 412 basket wave simulation of a vintage 412 cabinet. As a microphone, I would use an 57 dün. This is a simulation of a Shure SM57, which is mostly used for rock sounds and guitar in general. I leave the rest as it is. Go back to layout and try out the sound. One tip for you, if you have tried out some settings and you don't want them anymore, you can always reverse to the factory settings of the amp block if you double click bypass. So 2 clicks, click, click, and everything is set to the default settings as before. So now we try our sound. Sounds pretty decent. Maybe I want to change something of the voicing. So I go to page 2 and we have a new parameter here, which is called amp voicing. And I want to switch this to rock. It's a subtle difference, but you can hear it. Then I maybe want more gain. So I use the quick control knobs to adjust the drive parameter. Then maybe I want to have more bass. A little less mid-range and a little more high. I like this quite a bit. So what we have here is a little bit of humming, and we can get away with that. It's not much, but it would be better if the guitar is silent when I not play. So we go to layout and to the page of the noise gate. I set this parameter threshold to 65 and I set the ratio to 2. You can leave the other parameters like they are. And so you hear nothing. And that's the point of the noise gate. If you have single coil pickups or something like this, you need to adjust the threshold that it is a little more, like 55, something like that. If you have high output pickups, you can set it a little less. And just try it out so the guitar is silent when you not play. Okay, next thing. Maybe you want to have a little more gain. And you can do this by adjusting the drive parameter with the boost parameter, okay? But most classic rock guitarists did this by using a booster before the amp. And we will do this now. Therefore we need the drive block, which is here. Enter, edit, and I want to set this drive block to the default parameters. So I press bypass 2 times. As drive I want to use the T808OD, which is a simulation of a tube screamer. And the parameters I want to use, drive set to 0. Because I want the drive to come from the amp. Tone I leave as it is. Level I will boost all the way. And you probably heard this sound before. It's very smooth, easy to play, and has sustain galore. So, this is without the drive block, and this is with the drive block. You almost get a feedback at this low volume, so it's really great. If you play very loud, you have to adjust the level so you don't have too much feedback. Okay, next part, we want to add a tape delay. So we go back to the first page. And we want to put the delay behind the cabinet. we want to use a mono tape. The mix parameter I want to adjust to 25. Then I want to have the tempo switch controlling the tempo. So I go to tempo and put in the desired note length. I want to use quarter notes. Try it out. Sounds really great. I will leave it like this. And the last part in the sound we want to use is a reverb. And I always put the reverb at the end, the very end. So it's sorted alphabetically, so we should find reverb soon. There it is. Enter, edit. And I think the spring reverb is right at the back. Medium spring sounds good to me. Check it out. Maybe we should mute the delay for now, so we can hear the reverb better. It's a little long and maybe a little loud. So I adjust the parameter of time, which is 2.5 seconds. I want to have it at 1.5 seconds or something. And I want to adjust the mix to maybe 15 or 16 or something like this. Okay, there we have our classic rock sound. Of course you can use other amp models and you can use other pedals before it, and a digital delay or an analog delay or another reverb type. But I think this is pretty close to some sounds you might have heard before. Okay, that's it for the rock sound tutorial. I hope you have learned something. If you have suggestions for further lessons or want to ask something, just leave it in the comments and make sure to subscribe and like it if you like it. Bye!